Hello and welcome to Pest Perspectives episode 24. This week we have on Jasmine Pest Probe. This podcast is about education and entertaining, and hopefully somebody can learn something out there. You can get continuous professional development points from the British Pest Register and basis prompt, but not for this one. They've got 10 points for that, but you can get educational points. Yes, I know Jasmine's looking shocked. You can get points for podcasts. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
We'll make that a thing over here. If it's not,
hopefully you could. It's got to be. It is. A lot of the other podcasts can't get over it. Podcasts. Podcast. It's acceptable. It is. But anyway, welcome, Jasmine. How are you doing?
Doing good. It's a hot day here, and also it was a busy morning, but it's nice to have this take a second in the air conditioning, come talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for that. So you want to tell people who you are and what you do if people don't know who you are? Sure. I don't like to always introduce because I butcher it and get it wrong.
Oh, it's okay. All right. So my name is Jasmine Allmeter. I live in Rochester, New York, which is not even close to New York City, and we're kind of out in the country, but our population is, I think, like 300,000, and I'm firing from the hip. I'm not really sure like that, but it's a pretty good pond. A lot of people for pest control. And I started with a local company that was a 30-year-old company, Exodus Exterminating, and They were wonderful. I learned so much from Exodus. I started out in customer service there. I was amazing at sales. But before that, in my own personal life, I went to school for marketing. And so Exodus had nothing for marketing. And I had kids young too, so I was a stay-at-home mom for a good long time. And so when I went to work for Exodus, it was like my first time going back to work outside of, like, I did photography on the side and a little bit of marketing, but it was my first time just going back to a real job. So I was just like, well, I'll take on customer service. But they didn't have anything but, like, in the phone book they were advertising, but no real marketing. So
we're going back some years now, aren't we? Yeah. Phone books.
Yeah. Well, and I'm in my 10th year of pest control, so that was about 10 years ago.
Facebook it would have been right.
Yeah, Facebook was a thing, and it probably was the place to be kind of diving into it versus
Yellow Pages was the big thing in the UK.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Yellow Pages here too. And so we were like begging, please, can we do something on social media? But they were really apprehensive if we did, that there would be backlash, like, oh, you're spraying pesticides, or you're killing harmless things, or something of that sort, and that they would get flack. But a library reached out to us for bed bugs, and we took on a news article through the news, and even that they were like, oh, this could go bad, the news could swing it any way they want, but it really benefited us. And then after that they started letting me do some marketing for them, and I did amazing things for Exodus. But after a while they kind of started changing because they were preparing to sell, and I left and worked for another company, which was a smaller company, but so much potential. And I think I was their third technician outside of ownership there. And I thought I did amazing things there too. And then I offered to purchase part of that company, but they weren't really feeling it. So then eventually I just ended up leaving and starting my own company. And I have, throughout the course of that, had this persona of what started as Jasmine Exodus, and then switched to Jasmine Pest Pro because that I could kind of take wherever I went. And then I just carried it over into my own business. A lot of the time I'm very educational. Well, I tried to be educational on it because that's what my customers want to hear. And it makes them more comfortable in the service that they're signing up for. But I also just have honed it in a way that for my Rochester network, I'm casting a net to the right people and bringing in that type of business.
It's really good. It is. It's, as you say, even to this day, companies are pest controls specifically. They are terrified of social media.
Yeah.
They are. A lot of companies are. It's the fear. I was scared at first, but you get I don't get that many bad comments, but you get them the odd time, and just you have to know. You can tell if they're looking for you to bite. So if I can see that, I just don't reply.
Yeah.
You can tell if they're looking. Oh well, it depends what you define as a pest.
Yeah.
There's actually a definition of what a pest is. There is, but
yeah. Same here. Well, and sometimes I'll just leave it, and I believe like if anything, it'll just go like sometimes bad publicity is good publicity, and most people I don't think actually read a lot of my comments anyway. They just want to throw their own 2 cents in it, so I'm okay leaving it. If it's something I really don't like, I'll delete it. What I get more worried about is that I will like, for instance, like PPE, if I wear short sleeves or something, or even if I'm just like this, and then I'll get people commenting on it, hating on it, and I get it, like I get where they're coming from, but it's like,
don't you find though it's always the ones that don't publish any content suddenly come out the woodwork to make a comment about it?
Yeah,
they don't make any comments or any content or anything. They will point it out.
Yeah, they just want to say something. And a lot of the time I'll just like block them. So in the future, they don't even see my content, and then they don't have to worry about it. And I'm okay with that. Or I'll delete what they say or something of that sort. But I had a guy local here that I consider myself friends with. And then I put up on my business page, the billboard, and he was kind of giving me a hard time on it. And I was like, what? Like, where is this coming from or whatever? And I think, and then today I saw he recommended me for somebody who was in a business network. He was like residential commercial pest pros. So I don't know if he was just giving me a hard time or what, but it was on my business page, which I hate. So I said something, and then I was like, I'm just going to delete it. It will look better to delete it. And it is what it is. Yeah.
Maybe he was having a bad day, but people got to think about it. The outlet. It's a business page, isn't it? It is.
And I don't know if it's like really it could have been nothing, or I did like try to hire him, but at the time I wasn't really paying very much because it was still winter and stuff like that. So I don't know if that made him cranky. And then he got hired under another big company, but then time has passed, so maybe now he's like, okay, I would like a small company. Who knows? I
got you some work,
but now he's trying to me, so it's like whatever.
That's good. That is. Yeah. It's good to hear that it turned around in the end. He's got you some work. He has.
Yeah. But a lot of people do get just worried about sharing stuff because you don't know how somebody's going to react. But I think more people are just proud when you're doing good anyway. And for the people that aren't proud of you, you can just either block them or just ignore it.
I mean, I use Nextdoor. I do a lot of content on Nextdoor as well. And everyone says the platform's toxic, but I've found that it does very well. There's this one chap, I give him his due. Every year he appears, he defends the wasps. And every year I thank him. Because every time he complains, he's not in a nasty way. He just tells me stuff I already know, like they are beneficial, etc. And every time he does it, it spikes the reach upwards. So I just thank him. I say thank you. Yeah. I know all this information, but it says we are here for public health. It's not like I go around. I didn't say it. I felt like saying it's not like I go around like out of my backpack and walk through a forest and go all the wasp nests. Yeah. It's when it's a danger to public health and somebody's rang us. But it does spike it upwards. It does.
Yeah. Bad publicity is good publicity, and that's the thing. Like so many times, I'll get people that'll like defend against it. They'll be appalled. Somebody will defend the yellow jackets, or even like some of the wildlife stuff. It's a rabies vector. What are you doing? And then it spikes. People are like, okay, you're coming to my rescue for me. So
there was a case recently, weren't there? I'm sure my wife found it. A little boy died in America of yellow jacket stings.
Yeah.
It's terrible. See, that's the dangers people don't realise about. It's awful.
I think over here we have to do more of calling it public health too. We don't really say that.
I've got to try and say it more, because when you say public health,
Yeah.
people see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And not so much, oh, you're just to kill us. It is public. I need to start saying it when I talk to customers more. Public health. Maybe that would come across better to the clients and people in general. That's what it is.
Yeah, and agree. I think you could even say it, like, for instance, I wouldn't necessarily say carpenter ants are, but you could still say it for that, and they would understand. They're like, oh yeah, it's just destructive to my house, so yeah, I can see how it's still public health or something, but
not something we do. That's not.
No.
No. I don't do a lot of ants in general. I don't really. I don't get a lot where I live. We don't get much ant work. We don't. I know you do. Oh, do you? Yeah. Get a lot of ant work.
I do, but usually carpenter ants for us is a spring thing, and we'll get them over the summer because they'll come in foraging. This year, so many carpenter ant calls right on up until now, which is really surprising to me. I don't know if I shared enough content where people associate me with it. I don't think that's it. I think that it's just a year where it's bad for us in our area.
Let's say bad. Let's say good for the pest controllers, eh?
Yeah, great for pest control. Great for the public health.
Hello, Jenny. You said you'd try and pop in. And hello, DP New Mexico on YouTube.
Hey.
But I tell you what, I have something that now she's watching. I will just play this clip. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but put your thumbs up if you can hear it, okay?
Hey y'all, it's Jenny Wilson with Pest Register Podcast. You might as well throw in that shameless plug. Thank you, Sean, so much for letting me send this in. I had to do a shout out for Jasmine Pest Pro. What's up, girl? Anyway, you are Jazz number one, that's for sure. But I am Jazz fan number one. So I had to send this in because I wanted to say that your content creating, just your demeanor is truly inspiring. And I wanted to thank you for all the help you've given me over the last couple months and just for being such a beautiful human. And that goes for you too, Mr. Sean, my big brother in pest control. You are such a kind man, and people want to come on your podcast just to get a chance to hang out with you. You're a good guy. Both of you are doing wonderful things for the pest industry, and it's just a blessing to know both of you. So, hope you guys are having fun. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey, y'all. It's Jenny Wilson with Pest Register Podcast.
That's the first time I've ever done that, so...
right on, it worked. And that's the thing.
You can tell I'm not the best at receiving praise in that way.
You did. You got so bashful, but sometimes I'm the same way. So I had somebody thank me for helping with like insect control over the weekend, but like publicly at an event, and people clapped and cheered for me, and I was like, but it caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, but like
you don't expect it. I mean, I have had a lot of praise with pest control and fitness and weight loss and everything. It's hard to, even though you've done well, it's weird, isn't it? It's nice, it's lovely, but I struggle with it. It's weird. I shouldn't do. But,
it's probably an all right thing to be humble like that, though, because when you're, sometimes I have a facade of being like very big, like, oh yeah, guys, or whatever. But really, I think when you're like that, probably are a little too callous, like when you're bashful about it, somebody cares. They want to keep trying.
So it's true. So how did you first dive in your own company into social media with Jasmine Pest Pro? We didn't start as Jasmine Pest Pro. What was the idea? And was it just Facebook, or? Because I did see YouTube, but you don't post anything on there anymore.
No, I barely ever do. I should. People tell me all the time that I should, but I've kind of just stuck to Facebook because I know I can reach the people that I want to reach. I think it's initially, now I'm actually really starting to cast the net into the industry, but I never put a focus on it originally. When I started my company, Jasmine Pest Pro was already established. So that helped because a lot of people just followed me. Still, I think, like if you were to look at the residential and commercial pest pros Facebook page, it barely performs. If it is really performing, it's because I'm taking its content and sharing it. I put a ton more of effort into it and do all the things that I'm doing here to that platform and get it to function like this platform. It just would take effort, and so many people associate me and it as one and the same that I haven't really put so much effort into it. But also in the Facebook realm, when you have your account set up as a person versus a business, the algorithm affects it differently. And so as a person, when I was starting, so for instance, my Facebook was hacked and I had to start pretty much over again and regain all this traction. And so I started by picking the people I wanted to put myself in front of. That was a little more tricky this go around because I wanted to keep all my pest control people, but I needed to redive into Rochester people. So here I sent friend requests to realtors because realtors are like-minded and they're going to be able to refer me to the right people. But also they're always willing to accept friend requests because they too are trying to sell. So the more people they accept and take in. So I sent as many friend requests to Rochester realtors or Rochester area realtors as I could. And then I sent them to other business owners. So if they owned a power washing company, a painting company, property management companies, even employees of those, like for some reason, like employees of property management companies, they just must know the important person and they will, hey, you got to check out this girl on Facebook and that will bring me in a lot of business. And then when I started taking on those friends after I like infiltrated that, I would kind of cast a net out to their friends. So if they were like iconic Rochester people, I would go into their friends and then send friend requests to their people too. Because if they're actively following these other people that are successfully selling, they're more likely to be in line with the stuff I'm trying to sell. And not that I'm like, I'm at pest control all the time, but like just by being educational and showing what I'm doing, people are correlating the two and then more likely to work with me just because I'm demonstrating it being done. Like I'm not salesy, probably. If anything, there's plenty of times people will reach out to me and almost give pushback and be like, well, maybe there might be a better fit or whatever. And they'll be like, no, we trust you. Mostly in the realm of wildlife. And I'm like, I'm really not the best. Some ground dwellers only, please. And they're like, but no, we want you to help us with our squirrels. But so I built my pond for Facebook exactly to the people that I would prefer to be in. And then those people are like boosting me up and referring me to other people and things like that. However, I also started building content on TikTok because it just isn't easy for me to edit platform. And so I will have content on TikTok just simply so I could take it and share it on Facebook. And also a lot of TikTok trends are like, for people that only use Facebook, the trends on TikTok, they aren't used to seeing. So they think they're like, oh, wow, this is so funny. How are you so creative? And really it's just like all they're doing on TikTok. And so they don't necessarily know. And so, but then I started getting actual people in the pest control industry just noticing me and following me. And from that sense, that's a whole different pond I created in my pond because like, I think probably a lot of us could do this, but Jenny will be great at this. She should just start being like, look at my backpack sprayer. This is such a good backpack sprayer. And then they'll start sending her backpack sprayers or
I'll tell you what,
she's using this product and they'll start selling it.
She might do because she made a LinkedIn post today, a video, and I think the new company she's with are more open to her making content.
Yeah.
They are.
And
but she could do that. You're right. She could do that. You're right.
I don't necessarily ask for anything in return. If anything, it helps me perform better. So for when I'm just as a professional in Rochester, talking about how I use what I consider the elite flow zone backpack sprayer, these people just hear this woman's using top products or something, and so they when they're using me, they're like, oh, she uses nothing but the best, so we trust her. And they don't even know about the products, but then within the industry, it does. And so these like suppliers are just like, oh yeah, send her some stuff. Maybe she'll promote it.
Really? Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know. That's cool.
And I do have a sponsorship, but I would just promote them anyway, without being paid. I was already promoting them. So, man, I don't know. It is what it is. Thank you for paying me, but you don't have to.
Yes. It's really good, that is. It's something I didn't know that would actually happen, but I suppose they can capitalise on it and just say, we'll send us some free kit.
And I'm starting to just notice it in general, like nicest with those ant shakers for the ant bait or whatever, how a bunch of us over here
I've seen them. We don't have that granular stuff in this country. I wish we did. It looks good. I've actually asked them, when's it coming to the UK? I don't know. They were like,
that's too bad. But for them, they just like, it might be a little bullet they bit to send those out free. I think they were sending them out free anyway. We just didn't know about it. But because a lot of us just got them for free or whatever, but we were so excited about them, we shared them. So then it looked like a big to do, and it was just great marketing on their part. And then like I did get some cool swag from Flow Zone, just surprised me. I happened to share content that day, but I guess I don't normally. But then I got all that swag, and I was like, oh wow! So I just shared that too, and it looks good for the industry. So I have two different like ponds I'm swimming in: the pest control pond that I'm keeping up with, and then my local customers. But Facebook is just conducive to me touching base with those people. I've heard like the Nextdoor, like you're saying, like I think if I would just learn Nextdoor, I also think I could do really good.
I mean, I don't put that many posts up, but when I do, I put video up as well. And what I do is I don't post through the business page. I tag the business page and do it on my personal one.
Yep.
And that's because on the business one, I don't really show you the views. But if I tag it, then it shows. I mean, you're only talking like 1,800 views, but if a few people see it and ring you, then I don't pay for any of it.
Well, that's kind of the same thing with Facebook choosing to do it as me versus the business page, because even the business page, like Facebook knows they can make money off the business page, and it's like its algorithm is like reserved. So when I'm choosing to do it as Jasmine, I just look like an everyday person that's really proud of residential and commercial pest pros, and the algorithm shares my content. And so it's easier to touch base with all the people I want to versus I would have to just work harder under the business page or pay for boosting, which I'm trying really not to do. So.
We never, many years ago, we tried it, but our Facebook got hacked and we lost money. And then we got a page back. I had to make a new one. And then, what was it? We never advertised with them again. After that.
Yeah, and then when I got hacked, that's the same thing, because I had boosted in the past. It was linked, and they just they were just advertising really weird, stupid stuff, but through Jasmine Pest Pro with links that would get them to click into junk they were selling and use my boosting. They weren't even stealing my money; they were just boosting weird stuff.
So the premise, like with Jasmine Pest Pro, I make the analogy on. Everyone's heard this term. Personal branding. Yeah. So often on LinkedIn and company pages don't do as well as somebody who's got a strong personal brand. I don't know if you watch any of Gary Vaynerchuk's stuff. Do you watch him, or have you heard of him?
Yep, I've heard of him, but I don't know how much I've really watched of it. It's just if it shows up in my newsfeed, but yeah. But
they go on about, and it does work. Your content gets. If it's through your name, it gets more traction. So that's obviously what you're doing with Facebook. But see, I tried to do that. I made a page called Sean Muller Pest Control. Well, I made a mistake. I had a normal personal one, but I made a second one. But what happened was I we've got a poll, for wasps. It's really big. And I stupidly put it up there saying, DM me. on how to make it. And my DMs were jammed that Facebook actually shut that Facebook down.
Yeah.
Because they thought they didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
So, so
No.
it was working though, that page was, and then I gave up with that because I didn't want to lose my main one. But I've got a pest perspectives business, well, not a podcast page and the pest control. But what you're doing is much better because it technically is a personal brand, Jasmine Pest Pro.
Yeah.
That's what people know you for, and that's where you'll get your highest reach from.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
and it's linked, so it's really good. But these, I've done content, but I've not actually done any of these TikTok trends on.
Oh yeah.
I'm not brave enough to do stuff like that. I'm not yet. Anyway, I'm not.
Well, you just like
you got a trend the other day when you got the rat trap and put it in your hair.
That wasn't even a trend. That was just convenient. So I am a part of like a women in trades group or something because I just am. And I saw this. It was like a level. It had like the level bubble in it, but it was on almost like a hair clip, and that you could clip it onto like a pipe or something. And because it was clipped on, you could see if it was level or not. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And I was sitting in the garage when I was watching it. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like using a jaw strap as a hair clip or whatever. And I just went with it. And I didn't think it would perform as good as it did. I looked at it yesterday. It was like 9,000 views or something.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, I guess.
That's good.
And I only shared it just on Jasmine Pest Pro and some of the pest humor groups, and usually my content does well, but not that well. So I was like, oh wow, okay.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I did. Please tell me you cleaned that. That was a fresh rat trap.
That was a fresh one. That one was a fresh one. Oh, I should have come up, but if it were a messy one and I came back with it, but like, oh, this one's gross. Yeah, I bet it would have performed even better, because people would have been so mortified.
They would have been. So, if you could give advice to somebody, say, who wanted to try and do any kind of content within pest control to try and boost their business, or what would you say? Because it is scary, people doing it.
Yeah.
Because they fear backlash as well. Everyone fears that, but you've got to get past it, haven't you?
Yes. So for a long time, I wouldn't necessarily read my comments because I was like worried that people were saying negative stuff. Thankfully, when I was at Exodus, my very first post I shared as myself. I have the video still. It's under Jasmine Exodus. I was still in customer service, and I had trapped a rat in my garage, and I was like, yes. And then I was over by the rat, and I was like, yes. And some person was like, oh, poor defenseless rat or something like that. And I thought ownership was going to shut it down and be like, this is what we're talking about. This is why we don't want it. But our owner got on there, Dale, and he was like, this is a disease vector. These things spread pathogens. We never want to look at it as just sweet. This isn't a caged animal or something like that. And he like came to my defense, but also the defense of pest control. So it gave me confidence. My advice would just be to just keep sharing content. Put yourself in front of the right people like I did, because if I hadn't put myself in front of the right people, I would just be very slowly inching my way up. So I built the base, but then just be consistent about sharing the stuff. And I think it will just snowball eventually. Enough people will see it. There's this guy in my community here who shares content that I think is a little strange, but he keeps with it. Like he's relentless, keeps sharing his same kooky content, but I think he's also getting traction. So it's like you start to people, the right people will fall in line with it, and the algorithm will understand who you are because you're sharing enough of the content that it will put it in front of the right people for you. So just keep with it and keep a schedule. Like for a long time, it was just we were sharing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that was enough. And now I try to do it like every day I'm working or whatever. But this week, I know on this week I'm struggling. I didn't share content yesterday. Today, I have a new hire with me who's a real sweet person. He'll make a great technician. He's just not like one to want to be in front of the camera at all. So I feel bad. Like, let me get your picture. Let me do this and the other thing. So I just snapped a picture of something I did while I was out at a house or something, shared that. And I'm sure I will get content of him, but I kind of want to feel him out a little bit. I don't want to just cast him right into it.
Yeah.
So even this week is light for me, but the more consistent you are, the system will promote you up. It will work, unless I think you get too much like people. Like, I think there was a time where somebody that didn't really care for me was like reporting my content, and which is harsh, but
it is.
That kind of stuff will probably shut you down a little bit, but it stopped. I blocked them. I blocked them, so it stopped.
It's got to be like more than one. It can't just be one person. It's got to be. I think these algorithms are built because they think, well, maybe this person's a hater or a competitor. I think it's got to be mass reports, because whenever you report anyone nowadays, it comes back nearly automatic. They haven't done anything wrong. Haven't broke guidelines. It's on Facebook nearly automatically. So they haven't broke guidelines at all. And
even in that, like, I follow this Amish content creator here. The Amish are kind of a thing or whatever, and somebody is stealing their content but sharing it under a different name, and all of us followers are like, this is a fake account, this is a fake account. I know we're all reporting it, but that fake account is still going. So Facebook,
it's annoying. A lot of people, I've not had it happen to me, but I know that a lot of these big Facebook creators, people steal their content and make new channels all the time. They do to make money out of it, or whatever they're doing, they do. It's one of them things. There's obviously two sides to it. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about, there's another podcast in the UK called Beauties and Beasties, and I went on a while ago and to talk about dead animals on social media, because it was highly controversial, and I made a LinkedIn post about it. My wording was, pest control companies, basically the brand, like say, R&S Pest Pros, say you had a social media, they shouldn't be putting dead animals on social media. And it got construed on the podcast that I said pest controllers, and I said, no, hold on. I said pest control companies' brand accounts. And it was quite controversial. The vast majority of people agreed. Obviously, some people didn't agree, but we had a good conversation. There was nothing harsh. But what do you think about that? Do you think that's just going to attract trouble and reports and the wrong image, or do you think you should be allowed to, if you want to? Because they do.
I have prepared dead animals, and I think it just depends. It probably would be more tasteful if we didn't. But I think the people that follow me are, like, where I live is really country and like rednecks out here, and backwoods people that are sharing like their deer and all that kind of stuff after they go hunting. So they really don't mind. And the instances of which I can think of where I shared them will be like a slew of rats. When I'm not sharing them under residential and commercial pest pros either. I'm sharing them as Jasmine. But I think, again, we're kind of one and the same for me. But I'll do like my rats all lined up, and then like the hunters with their deer, I'll do it with my rats. And then one distasteful thing, but it did perform so good, was I had been picking up my rats at this one house, and I didn't have a bag at the time to put them in. So I put them in a Taco Bell cup. And then this is going to be so bad because I know you're against it. I was like, how many rats do you think are in this Taco Bell cup? And it was like 7 rats in there. And people were like guessing, like a jar of gumballs, but a jar of rats.
I mean, if it works, it works. That's more of a personal brand. That's not a company. I know it's one and the same.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, if it works for somebody and it works and it's fair, that was just that was more of just an opinion, that was, but it sparked off a big conversation, it did.
Yeah.
And funny enough, a lot of the people that disagreed with me, their companies didn't put it on their socials either. So
yeah,
I was like, well, why are you sharing all these dead animals then? Well, I think you should be able to, but we don't do it. But see, where I live in a very rural Rutlands, very small, and the areas I go into, if I was to share dead animals, we would, although it's rural, we would lose a lot of business. I'm telling you, we would lose a lot of business. And although people know you do kill, and you have to kill, you don't want to see it as such. That's my opinion in it anyway.
Yeah.
It is.
And I think from the business page, a lot of people don't want to see it either. Like, they know that's what they're hiring you to do, but they're partly hiring you to do it because their heart is, a lot of them, their heart is caring that they can't do it. So they're hiring you to do it. And so they wouldn't want to see it anyway. But
we lost our Facebook page once, you see, and Facebook never told us what we did wrong, you see. And I don't know if it was a comment we made but I've never actually ever posted anything dead, but it's annoying when Facebook won't tell you what you've done.
Yeah. I've had
our Facebook page I've got Meta verified. It says the tick. But I pay for that. It's no, but it doesn't really boost your views. I don't think it does. It claims it does. But.
Yeah. I tried to get Jasmine Pest Pro Meta verified, but I had to just jump through too many hoops, and I was like, I don't even care about this. Yeah, because they want to send over an ID that says Jasmine Pest Pro is my real name.
And
and then I can make it like, it's business. But when I sent over that I own residential and commercial pest pros, they're like, well, then you can do it for residential and commercial pest pros. But to tell them, but like, I'm a Rochester celebrity, and they're just like, no, you're not. So I know I'm not that popular yet. But
it's like they say, when we first did it for the business page, it would take 2 days to verify and vet you. The minute I put that ID on, within 30 seconds, the page was verified. I was like, where's the checks?
I know,
it obviously did, but it was like it did it straight away. It did.
Yeah.
But it's just cool. I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you something now. You're going to be surprised by this.
Okay.
What's the garbage plate like?
Oh, I love it. I'm a garbage plate eater, but I'll get it. Man, we got to send you one. Nobody's ever asked me about a garbage plate.
Well done, Andrew. Andrew messaged me saying, mention it. You're gonna capture off guard, and that was Andrew Sinevsky messaged me saying, you need to write this in your notes. This will get there.
No, this is good. I love a garbage plate. A garbage plate is a Rochester iconic dish, and we essentially take, most of the time, it's like hash browns, mac salad, burgers without a bun slapped up on top of that, a meat hot sauce, and onions and mustard. Like, that's the iconic one. And I do like it like that, except for I'll switch it. Instead of doing the potato, I'll do beans instead.
Okay.
And you want to get everything. So you like cut up your burger a little, and you get a spoon of all of it, and just garbage plate it in. And it's so
it's self-explanatory as to why it's called that. He's never had one though. Oh. There he goes. I'll show you. There he goes. There. It worked.
Yes,
it worked.
Yeah. And I think it's like a hangover food. So in the place that sold it, Nick Tahoe's, they sell it. Well, now a lot of people do, but they sell it like straight on into like 3:00 in the morning. So people will get out of the bar and they go over and they grab something like the garbage plate to settle everything down. And but
like a good British fry-up when you've had a hangover in England.
Yeah, like that.
But this is a bit messier, probably.
But it's supposed to be, and it's so good.
Yeah, no. Well done, Andrew, there. I was waiting for the time when you mentioned Rochester. I was like, I'm going to say it now. But that caught you off guard a bit there.
You did, but it was in a good way.
Yeah.
And I just like definitely didn't expect you to bring up the garbage plate, but I am a fan of the garbage plate. So I've had exchange students, one from Italy and one from Poland. Both of them hate it. They're like, "Oh, I could never eat this. Oh my gosh!" But I don't know. We love it around here. My parents moved out of state, and they're like, when they come in, they're like, oh, I gotta get a garbage plate. But hey, get a garbage plate, and we can make them ourselves, but they're not the same.
Problem is, though, if they did even try it or just look at it and turn a nose up at it.
Yeah, I think that's actually it. I think they just
probably if you just ignore it and try it, you may have liked it. Not everything looks nice. Sometimes it doesn't look nice, but you taste it and it's nice.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. It definitely looks like a trash plate. It looks gross, but it's so good. And actually, the place it comes out of is a real sketchy. I don't even know if the building's open anymore. It was a real sketchy building. You should be like, especially coming from pest control, I don't know if we should be eating this, but it makes it even better.
Yeah. So with are you going to start post? Do you post your content on just Facebook, or do you? Because Instagram would be so easy for you to post all your content on. It's literally made so you can do it so easy.
I have to check and see, because I think before I got hacked, it was automatically sharing over, and I loved that. And people would tell me, "Oh, we saw you on Instagram."
I don't think it. I've been looking. I don't think any of your new content's on there.
It's not. No, I just don't think it's linked. But I could go through and do it, and I probably should, like one of these, like when I'm just lazy in bed, just doing nothing. I should be going through and connecting the two, because a lot of people do actually, we only use Instagram, and I just never dove into Instagram very much, but people do, and if it can seamlessly just transfer it over, I might as well.
Well, I do a lot of that, and it has, but I'm not saying I get the kind of numbers you get, but I think that your content would really work well on Instagram if you could get it linked again.
Yeah,
it could do well, because obviously, so you actually do well on TikTok as well. Do you do well on TikTok?
I think I got a little shadow banned or something. That's what they call it when you're not doing so great on TikTok. And I think I did because some of my content is a little more on the dead stuff. And
yeah, but I know people that have done really gory content and got into the millions.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just not speaking it right. Like, because I do, the content I make on it, I think is so clever. I'm like, oh, wow, I can't believe I came up with that. And it's really just a spin off of somebody else's, but it doesn't usually perform. I know this guy local here, Austin Jenna, he shares just like what I would think is boring. It'd just be like, I am up in an attic today, and I am spraying this yellow jacket nest, and there are hundreds of yellow jackets in here. Like, just seems so bland, but then it's practically like thousands of views. I'm like, dang.
See, I made one recently. Last year I thought it was big numbers. It was 25,000. Me telling people not.
Yeah, I would be happy with that.
People not to block a hole for wasp nests, because it's the worst thing. They can chew through the plasterboard. However, I got a really good video this year of a wasp going in and out of a hole. Mm-hmm. I remade the video. 213,000 views on TikTok. Half the world telling me, I don't know what, you're talking rubbish, phone works, they don't eat through it and they die. And then a load of people go, I tried that, and they came through the plasterboard. Yeah. They can make multiple entry holes. They can. But that done well. It wouldn't have got me out of work, but I was impressed that I got to that number. But you've got to get because I said internet myth, right? And I said it wrong. I went internet myth, right? That's wrong. Someone commented, "Well done." I said, "You fell for it." What do you mean? I said I did it on purpose, so people would say, "Oh, you said myth wrong."
Yeah. Well,
it wasn't. It was a genuine mistake, but I turned it into. I said it on purpose to trigger people. But the majority of the people
content will be like us, but then in the background you see somebody fighting or something like that, and then it ropes them in and stuff. But I'll also notice though, sometimes stuff I shared in previous years will I'll think it performs all right, but then I'll reshare the content like this year, I reshared content because I was kicking off, and then it was really performing. And I'm like, well, it didn't perform so good the first go around, but on my TikTok, I have one that I think is famous. I'm going to try and bring it up now so you can see what it is. It's on springtails. Well, I won't. It's on springtails, and I'll get people truly calling me from like the other side of the United States, and they'll be like,
wow.
"Oh my gosh, I can't believe you answered," because they're calling the business line, and I am answering. And I can't believe you answered. You're the girl from TikTok. And then they ask me questions on springtails, which is so IPM here. We're like, you really got to dry that out. It's like you have a moisture problem. You probably could do something oil-based that might help, but really the problem's going to continue if you don't dry it out. So they don't even get the answer they want. I can't even sell to them. They're taking up my time. So I'm like, grumble. But it does happen.
So it sounds like they act like you're the celebrity they're speaking to. I can't believe you've answered.
Yeah, that's what they like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But that's that's fun. That is. So with obviously when you set up your business in America, it's very different to here. You have to have all your, let's not say, licenses in place to start yourself up as, say, R&S Pest Pros. Do you have to get a business license, and is it work differently? Because in the UK, unfortunately, you can literally just do a day course and be, as a sole trader, you don't have to have a company name. You can just get going. But I know in America, it's far different to that. It is. Is it?
I had to, and even just in New York State versus some other states is so different. And New York State can be a little more finicky, but I had to have proof of like 2 mil general liability insurance. I had to have proof of my licenses. I had to make sure my credit hours were so much, like you guys get points for the podcasts. I can like sign up for true trainings that'll give me points, or I can go to like actual in-person trainings.
Oh, don't get me wrong. We've got them as well. I'm part of a trade body, and we've got loads of free days, and in person's far better. I agree with you. Yeah. We can do all of that. Just that we have got podcasts we can use. I do not use
it. Is like cool though.
For the correction,
like, great opportunity.
For correction, people, just clarification. I do not sign up for my own points for my own podcast.
Fair enough, I guess. But so I had to do all that stuff and then send that over. And they essentially, it's like a stupid process. They approve it, and I have to pay a fee to register my business. You can't do it all at once. You can't be like, I know you're getting all the information. Here also is my check. They're like, nope, we have to respond back to you and then send your check in. And after they send it back to me, I could log in and pay online, but I, for the life of me, cannot get logged in. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm cutting you a check. I'm mailing it over now or whatever. And then they just go ahead and register you. You'll get a letter that says, and like a little piece of paper on cardstock, and then you're a licensed business owner in New York State at least. But
well, that's good then, because obviously there is ways here you have to register as a proper business. Say you become a limited company, but you have to earn X amount. But I'm just saying, in England, you can literally set up a business and have one qualification and be good to go. You can.
Yeah. You were mentioning to me like people doing Yellow Jacket services are so cheap, but they're not even the licensed people or whatever like that. You could never do that here. The fines are like $6,000.
Unfortunately, in the UK, although we are strict on rodenticide usage, you have to have correct certificates in place, and you have to do so many crew points per year to buy baits as of next year. When it comes to insecticides, unfortunately, anyone can buy them off the internet and go and use them. There's no restrictions as of yet. No. But obviously, if you go to a proper pest control supplier, like a professional, the ones we buy off, they won't sell to the public. But as you know, with the internet, there's plenty of websites that will sell it. And because there's no proper process for actually saying you need a certificate to buy this, but insecticide use, they can literally be a window cleaner, be a plumber. a lot of these other services. I don't have it in my area so much, but I know other places in the country can. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad just from a safety perspective, they kind of rein that in here where you have to be licensed, but also it just helps preserve our industry too, because if you're a landlord and you try and spray, I think it's even dumping hot water on something as a landlord.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Get in trouble for. But I used to work for a property management company too for a little while.
Yeah.
And they just went and sprayed with Raid. Well, their tenant complained about it to somebody, and they got a fine for just spraying Raid. So it kind of makes it so they have to hire us. But then I do know, like, this one girl just kind of low-key started a business here also, but she's not registered. And I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. Like, you're going to get yourself in trouble, girl. But and she's on social media.
Someone
and
will do
I know,
it.
like, I'm friends with our DC guy. He's on social media. So I'm like, yeah, watch out. But I don't know. I'll let it be her problem.
I wish it was a thing where they can't do it, and it has to be certified professionals for insecticide use. But maybe one day. I'm going to ask you something now because Andrew just asked me. I'll bring it up. I'm a new member of a trade body. Okay. As of the start of this year, I'm learning. Here it goes. Ask her about her new leadership role within the New York Pest Management Association. What's that like then?
Yeah, so it's still really new for me. I just dove into that role, but I am excited for it because I think it's a place that I'll actually be a little active. And I also am interested in having like my hands into their social media a little bit. There's so much potential. I could go just down a rabbit hole of how much potential there could be. Even how there's like these little like pest humor groups and stuff like that. Like we could make the NYPMA group kind of be like a little bit of that where we can all come together. But I also think it's a great way for if you're like a part of NYPMA, where the organization itself can also help support your brand, where like residential and commercial pest pros could submit a little how-to video and stuff like that, and then it gets shared by NYPMA, like, oh, this company out in Rochester is doing great, this is a video they put out, and then my company can share it saying, oh, NYPMA is saying great things about us, and then it makes my company look more credible. So that's how I see it, is like all of us that are part of this organization can use the organization to help promote us back, and it will be one of the perks of being a part of it. So I'm excited to kind of dive into stuff like that, but also just like furthering education. Like we could all be helping each other with our furthering education by sharing within the platform too. So I hope that is how I am able to help for it. I literally just got into the role, and also I'm taking on employees, so that way hopefully I can devote some attention to it. Get my employees also to kind of like, as long as they're getting paid, you might as well help promote them also. And already in turn, I've got like a friend here that owns a pest control company just like a couple townships over and stuff, and he's asked, well, what's it like for being a part of that organization? Should I? And it just adds credibility to your company, makes you look more credible to say you're a part of this association. Or even with my billboard going up, I could be like, hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm the owner of Residential and Commercial Pest Pros. I'm also a board member of NYPMA. And just to say that, they're like, oh yeah, we want to work with this company. She's a part of the board of the association for New York, and it makes me look more credible too. So things like that, I'm loving it. I hope I do it justice. I think I will, because it kind of looks like some people were sleeping on the board, or there just wasn't necessarily spots filled. But it looks like we're putting the right people in place, so I'm excited.
Well, that's good to hear. How many magazines you been for? Yeah, have you been in any magazines?
I don't know. I don't think I have, which is a shame.
Normally, when they get new board members, I don't know about the one you're in, but I was in every pest control magazine with it, the new board. And recently I was even in something called the International Pest Control magazine with the whole board. But just remember, state your view and don't be silent. Because people knowing, because I told them in the interview, I said, so I will say my opinion, even if it's not liked, but you've got to put your opinion out there. Just don't go in raging like a bull. Just in a calm, collected way. But no. And you could be the one that, come on, need to get some podcasts for Steve.
Yeah.
It's not in the UK, doesn't it?
I did do this thing where, like, over the winter, I created this just Google spreadsheet, like a survey, and I sent it out. And then I took all the responses from the survey and ran it through ChatGPT and asked it to analyze it and put it together and tell me what about, like, cool things about our industry. And I did submit it to a magazine, and they never told me if they used it or not. But I'm not subscribed to the magazine, so I don't know. If I was, somebody should tell me. But
don't you? I mean, it's different here in the UK, but each company, for all the pest control magazines, can have one free copy. Don't you get free magazines, and the sponsors pay? Don't you get free copies sent to?
Yeah, I get like PMP magazine, I think, or maybe I get PCP magazine. I don't know. I do get one. Sorry, Jasmine Pelfro doesn't know what magazine it is. I do get one magazine, and that one is not the one that the person said they were with. But it was like an abbreviation like that. And so I haven't been in that magazine. I don't think I was in the other magazine yet, but I will eventually. I think if I put the effort into like send over like, oh, look at the great things we're doing over here, maybe it could turn into
I think it will, because I think these industry magazines are about that, so you should be in there for what you're trying to do. It's like my role is I'm on the Pest Tech Committee now. That's we run an expo each year. It's the biggest one-day event in the UK for pest control, and I'm this year helping to organise it. And outside looking in, I thought it was quite an easy process. Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's a lot of learning about budgets and what you've got to do and sponsorships and all sorts. It is fascinating to learn it. It is.
Oh, actually, I was in a women's magazine for.
Nice.
I did this little glow night with this one girl from another company, and that wasn't a magazine, and I looked what I did, but I did kind of forget about that one because I don't know if I ever physically held the magazine, so maybe I don't know, but yeah. So
no, it's still good. It is. Have you been in any newspapers to you locally for any pest control related things? Have you been in? Maybe
I was, but for this parade we just were in, but I don't really know on that either.
What you should do is contact them and see if there's any articles you could help them write or anything, because I do that. And recently, just today, I did an interview for 2 of the newspapers on wasps. Just in a major increase in wasps, and I was on the radio too.
That's a good idea. I could do that because I
just say free, just not charging, and it goes down advice, and they might. I'm not saying it'll work. I'm just saying just put yourself out there and offer it for nothing. They might take you up on the offer. You never know, do you?
Yeah, I'll circle back to it because I think they will take me up on it. I just never even thought to do it. I have been on the news for some stuff, like last year breakthroughs, like them chewing through the drywall and stuff. I was on the news about breakthroughs, and I was on the news about the Intercare systems for mosquitoes, and I thought that was kind of cool too. But also I reach out to those people. Like last year, the guy reached out to me for bats, and I was like, I'm not going to be the best person to speak on bats for you, but I gave him a whole list of things that I would be better at speaking on, and so they reached back out to me for those things. So
in the UK, we can't touch bats. They're a protected species. They are in the UK. All of them are. All bats are protected. I don't know how it works in America, but
I don't think we can really. I don't do enough of the work, so I'm not going to be the best on speaking on this, but I do know that through pupping season, May 15th through August 15th, hands off. Unless they're in the house, you can go in and get them out of the house, take them out of the house. But then after that, you can put up these like little volcanoes that they go out and can't get back in, stuff like that. But I don't think you can really kill them. But I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just how it works here. And Jason, thanks for watching, Jason McPhee. It's at the Marshall Arena at the MK Dons in Milton Keynes this year, as it was last year. So hopefully you can make it down so we can finally meet.
Right on.
Yeah, no, it's good things I'm hearing for the New York Pest Management Association. I'm reading it because like ours is the MPCA, and it rolls off the tongue like it rolls off the tongue with yours.
Yeah.
Well, obviously mine's a National Pest Technicians Association.
Yeah.
But I'm not used to saying yours regularly, so it doesn't roll off the tongue. But it's good on you, on you, because it's a good thing to do. It's a learning. It's all learning. You learn how things work.
Yeah.
Are you still working in falconry? That's obviously for you.
Oh, okay. So I did do falconry. I'm not doing falconry this year, mostly because it's so time consuming, but it's such an experience and I loved it so much. And I am a great asset for helping people with either getting into falconry or like bird abatement with falconry. Yeah. But over COVID, like when it first started, I got into falconry, and like New York and the pest registering for a pest company, you had to kind of really register for being a falconer. You had to take a test, pass the test, have your facility inspected, have it approved, and then find a sponsor. And as long as you had your sponsor, you could go out and trap a red-tailed hawk yourself. You couldn't purchase one. You had to go out and trap it yourself.
Okay.
And so I trapped my first hawk, which was a tiny little male hawk, but after like a short brainwashing, the hawk will respect you, and it knows you're the food giver, so it builds this partnership with you, and then you turn into its bird dog, and you go and get squirrels moving, and it hunts while you're out in the woods, and it's free flying all on its own, and at the end it comes back to you. And
you say hunts?
Yeah,
they're allowed to actually kill animals.
Yeah. So
they are. Right. Okay.
I send it straight up, and I'll go through the woods with like a stick and hit on trees, really shake on vines, and the squirrels will get moving, and the hawk will just hunt it.
Oh.
And it will recognize that, like when we call it tidbits, tiny little bits of meat, like cut up and prepared for it or whatever.
Yeah.
It knows it's less energy to come to me versus tear into the animal. So we'll trade off with a lure. It'll go to that. I'll hide the animal, and then it's its food for the upcoming hunts or coming weeks or whatever. And this was something though that like at least 5 out of 7 days throughout the winter, from September 1st through to spring, I was spending with my hawk in a minimum of 2 hours, if not more. So it's all very cool. But in the winter, we just have less daylight, and then I'm trying to get that in, plus run a business, plus do kids and stuff. So this last year, I stopped doing falconry. But my good friends are all in falconry still, so I still spend a lot of time out doing falconry. And there's also like a realm of bird abatement. Like we have a lot of like dumps around here, and there's companies that fly their hawks to keep the seagulls from landing on the trash, so that way the machines can work and stuff, and that's its own realm too.
It's same here. I've actually had a falconry company on, and they said it's like having a child, but it's not a child, or it's like having a pet, but it's not a pet. You've got to, he said, when you're doing it properly, say you go on holiday, you've got to think, who's looking after the birds? It's like Christmas Day. You've got to go and see. And it's a lot of massive commitment. It is.
Yeah, it is. And I think like definitely when I was getting into falconry, I didn't realize that. But then I'm also stubborn, so I stuck with it. So I had to commit to the commitment. And but even like with your husbandry and taking care of it, if you slack at all, they'll pick up bad behaviors, and then you got to try to get that bad behavior out of them. And it's never truly, you might want to blame it on the bird, like, oh, this bird's aggressive. No, it's you weren't devoting your right time in the right area, or you taught it bad behavior, and then you got to fix it. But yeah,
no, that's fair enough. I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you were doing falconry, I'm sure they'd be in the videos, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, and
they do make cool videos though, if you've got the right kit. I mean, I know someone that's coming on it soon. And he's got into making little videos on Instagram, and he makes the right music. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But that was, thanks for asking that question, Andrew. That was pretty cool. I didn't know you did falconry before.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I loved my time doing falconry.
In the UK, mainly birds are just there to scare them off.
Yeah.
I'm no expert. I don't think the birds are allowed to move in and kill animals. That's not the idea.
And there's just like different birds for different things too. So I guess it is what it is. But
well, yeah, it's obviously the world's becoming more eco-friendly, and these birds of prey for say waste sites and places like that is more. It ticks the green box, and it's more sustainable to have a bird. But it's not like you go there one day and the bird clears everything out. You've got to keep going back and back and back.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned anyway over listening to people on podcasts.
People would always ask, like, "Oh, can you use this for rodent work in the city and stuff like that?" But it's really, even that is too difficult. It's like, in theory, you think it'd be great, but you don't have a way of controlling potentially it wanting to hunt in somebody's yard that doesn't want them in it and stuff like that. So it's kind of just like in the realm of bird abatement, where it's just scaring it out of there. It's a whole lot easier than when it's actually hunting like what I was doing.
Yeah, you're right. You although you do social, do you try and get Google reviews and Facebook reviews and stuff like that when you do pest control for British business? Do you do it through Jasmine Pest Pro? Do you ask for Google reviews on your Facebook page more, because it probably boosts your page, or does that not boost it?
Well, on the Facebook page, I can't. On Residential and Commercial Pest Pros page, I think I can. And on Google, we do, but I actually should be better about it than I am. For a short minute there, I had my technicians having like a spiel where they would reach out to the customer, "Hey, I'm on my way," and then when they were done, thanking them, but then including, "Hey, if you like the work I did, please leave us a review." And I think in the beginning, like, my technician Bruce was doing pretty good on that, but I think in time it was one of the things he dropped, but it's one of the things I stopped focusing on. So I should be better about it. Or even I think if I casted a post up on Facebook, people would be like, "Yeah, let me leave a quick review," or something like that. But
I'm trying to get better at that. I've got more, trying to get 100 by the end of the year, but we'll see. Not that easy to get people to do it.
Yeah, and there are like programs you can pay for, which you'll like link. Like, I use Field Routes; it'll link with Field Routes. So every time I close it out, it'll naturally send it. But I don't know. There's other things I'd pay for before that. I get companies want me to use their systems all the time. Like, no, I'd rather. No, you're all right. But I don't use Field Routes. I use Powered Now. It's like a UK-based company, but it's the same kind of software for like scheduling and so on. It is. But they actually just, like, when you make suggestions, they will actually try and implement it. With pest control, they've been very good. Literally, they got in and I gave them like an email this long with what I wanted added. And to be fair, they've been very, very good. They have, and that has the Powered Now crew, because they will be listening in the office. So I'll find out if they apparently they listen to every podcast in the office. They do. So they tell me anyway. Yeah. They do. They probably do. That's so cool. Yeah, I feel like I like Field Routes, but I don't think they listen. They don't listen to me.
Well, but with this company, you don't feel like a generic number. They don't make you feel that way, and they've got like ongoing training. So if there's ever something you want to know, it's unlimited. So if you don't get it, they'll keep training you on sessions forever when new updates happen, and they're all included. But they're very responsive to what people want, as much as they can be. They are. But yeah.
Take notes. Pest Pack and Field Routes. Take notes.
Yeah, take notes. Yeah, take notes. You should listen to people, and you'll get a much better product.
Yeah.
That's sort of feedback from people on the ground is where you can make the best innovations, not listening to what an algorithm or
I hear good things about, like, here in the United States, Gorilla Desk listening to people, though. So good on
Are they?
that.
I've heard of them. I hear them on nearly every pod. Gorilla Desk. Is that just like a scheduling app? Is it the same thing, kind of thing? Or is that what it is?
Like a CRM. It will do scheduling, and then the texts get like routing and their whole schedule, and then they can do directions, and they take payments and stuff like that. And
same kind of thing then.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're listening,
Yeah, I hear they're listening. Yeah.
So if they're listening, they should get word that we better listen because they're listening.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make the best. Well, surely you want to make the best product possible. I would anyway if I owned a product company.
Yeah.
Or so that's more of a service-based company. It's called a product, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Have you got any more info? Any more tips on social media for pest control?
Oh man, probably. I don't know. I don't know off the hip what to go with, but definitely I'm always open to answering questions. People will ask me questions all the time, and if I have a good answer, I'll answer it. Like today, somebody asked me about respirators, probably not my best area, and I'll just tell you, hey, I hope I could help you, but I don't really know. But otherwise, even marketing, like even people local to me, I give tips and stuff too, because it's like whatever to me, like join the playing field. I don't mind. I'll answer questions. So.
Okay, I'll ask you a question that I've never asked on a podcast. It's not my question.
Okay.
Where will residential and commercial pest pros be in 10 years?
Well, I think we'll be in Andy's city and in Buffalo. But
we're knocking on his door.
But he's I think he's more commercial pest control. And we do our commercial, we're also pretty residential. I think we'll span out. I think it would be very cool to franchise, but I think about this like maybe not in a cast it to a podcast kind of way, but I will. But I do think there's so many people in these pest control groups that I encounter that I'm surprised they don't own their own company. But I think we could make residential and commercial pest pros look like a solid company, like name across the board. And then these people that look like smaller little companies that they should be, they could own a franchise of mine, and I'll help kick it off and then follow this like marketing role that I have, where we just keep doing it. And then it's almost kind of like a foundation across the board where we can all promote each other. That would be cool. I don't know if I'll ever do it. Might be just daydreaming, but sounds like.
To be fair, I mean, you've got a good website, you've got a good brand on your vehicles, it will look pretty cool. I mean, how many technicians have you got then in your business?
3 and an office lady. Yeah.
Bigger than us.
It's just still small though, but I think I am growing appropriately though.
It's organic. It's not. It's rush in, get loads of text, try and then be busted next year, because it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah,
slow organic growth.
I think I could recultivate exactly what I have anywhere, like the same 3 techs, 1 office person, and I think I could cultivate it a little quicker than what I did now that I've already done it. But for like this, like where we are and growing it even bigger, I think there's like an appropriate speed and I'm on the right path. And I think if I did it too much quicker, in order to do it any faster, I would have to have other people in place. Like I would instantly have to bring in other people, and then I could. But I think it would just be to accommodate that, I would just have to throw out even more marketing, like brand awareness kind of stuff, like the billboard, like yard signs, like radio, all hit at the same time. And then I could I know exactly how I could do it. I just have to be willing to do it all and it's just not possible. So I'm growing at an appropriate speed.
Oh, no, that's good, because you're not supposed to rush it, I know a lot of companies do, because everyone always looks for the exit, but
I don't even mind staying with it. I don't need to exit. I'll stay with it as long as.
A lot of firms that don't want to exit, but in the UK, they keep trying to buy everyone.
Yeah.
It's like America at the minute. All the big companies are trying to buy up small to medium-sized firms. Yeah. I don't know why the UK's become so popular.
Meh.
But we keep telling them no, we wouldn't want to ever, because my firm is going to be my firm. When my dad retires, I will take over fully.
Mm-hmm.
So then my son eventually, hopefully, that's the idea. So there'll be 3 generations. So
I hope.
Over.
I would love for my kids to kind of want to get into this, and I don't think they're at all interested in it.
No?
They'll be
Not
my
interested.
office ladies' kids. I don't know. They just like. One of them just wants. This is good on her. One of them just wants to be taken care of. She just wants a nice person to take care of her. She wants to just like do all the things and whatever, so that she's not really looking to go into the working field.
Oh, okay.
Another one.
A nice rich husband or something. Then got a Lambo and
Yeah.
she'll probably find her way. I mean, not everyone knows what they want to be when they're older, do they?
Yeah. And my 14-year-old wants to help. She wants to get paid. She loves money. So maybe one day I could kind of hone her into it. Even now, like I have this school account I set up last week, and I kind of needed all hands on deck just to make it go faster for me so I could get in and get out of there. And I'll help you. Want to see me a parent seafood? I'll take you out to dinner. And she's fine with that, but she would be happy if I paid her too. But so maybe, she will keep following that direction. She doesn't mind getting in the truck and coming out with me and learning.
That's good to hear, that is.
Yeah.
There's always one thing I wondered about American pest control. Why do you not all have trucks? I don't get it. In the UK, we have vans.
Yeah.
And in America, you all have these big, like, muscle trucks. Is it just the way it is over there? You all have like, trucks.
Some of us do have vans. Some of us
trucks.
But I think that probably it's just the American way, I think. A lot of my exchange students are like, your vehicles are just huge over here. It's unnecessary. You don't need something that big. And I get it. So, but when I was with Exodus, they had transit vans for us. And then
that's an English thing. That is transit vans. Yeah. I don't have one, but we've got a Peugeot partner. But we have vans. And when I say the trucks, don't get me wrong, they look so cool. Yeah. But I think it's a different way of life in America compared to here. Whereas we're used to seeing vans and you're used to pickup trucks. You are.
I liked working out of a van. I like being easy to get into to grab the stuff I need. I liked having the organization around the van. All that stuff was really nice. And then some people, like I do have an SUV I'll do pest control out of. But then I have an old, like maybe it was an Orkin truck, but they pulled the stuff out of it. That's one of our vehicles. And then and it's a Toyota. Toyota will last us pretty long over here. And then I have another Toyota truck and stuff. And the trucks are okay, but sometimes I think the vans were nicer to kind of work out of. But here, at least in the winter, they're all 2-wheel drive, and we get them stuck in people's driveways too much. And people pull us out. So
there's Holly giving you praise. We're lucky to have someone so dedicated to the industry to join the MYPMA board. Looking forward to working with you.
Yeah,
that's a cool comment. That is.
Yeah, I love Holly, and she's so helpful to me. I'm so lucky to have Holly's help and Andy's help. I try to be like the same. I try to bring that same karma. Like if I ever have a question, they never make me feel stupid. They're always helpful. They circle back to me promptly. So when other people are coming at me like that, I'm like, okay, I got to do my due diligence and match their energy because they're so good to me.
That's nice. So to be fair, if I have a question from Andrew, I'll message him and he's very helpful.
Yeah.
He is. Even though it's different in America, but I have asked him certain things and he's a really good guy. He is.
Yeah.
However, he needs to convince Gabe Seymour to come on my podcast. Because the hardest man in the industry to get on a podcast, he is.
Oh, man.
He escaped the Beauties and Beasties. It just Andrew that went on. But he's the dream guest for me to get on for America because he's just, the man's so busy. Do you know Gabe Seymour? Do you listen to their podcast, Coast to Coast?
I don't know him enough to convince him to come on your podcast, but I'll make it my mission. You'll be like, well, we got to thank Jasmine because she got him on here. I'll put it down for you.
You never know one day. So yeah, it's been a fun conversation. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Jasmine. Have you got anyone you'd like to see in the future come on the podcast? Anyone you would recommend? Anyone you want to see on the podcast?
I actually did have somebody. It's slipping my mind right now, but
you see that? Sorry.
Yeah, like herding cats. Yeah, well, not offhand. I don't have somebody, but I do have somebody. I just don't remember who. And when I do remember, I'll shoot you a message. Oh, this person, I would love to hear them on a podcast.
No, that's no problem. It's just always like to ask. Was cheering you on, Jazz, or Holly's just said. But yeah, it's good. I think I'll probably have to try and get Holly on at some point.
Yeah,
come on, because she hosted the podcast when Andrew wasn't on it, and it was really good. It was a really good podcast. It was.
I think I have looked back on podcasts that Andy has done, and I think I saw that one, but I'd have to.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
It was. Some might say she's the best host, but who knows? But yeah, so thanks for coming on, Jasmine. And there will be some educational points for people when I get it done with the British Pest Register. All the BPCA self-register CPD scheme. There will be. I've got to work out the learning points, but I normally ask AI to do that after, go through the transcript and work it out for me. I cheat there, people. Let the secret out about the learning points. But yes,
AI all the time. AI is like my second best assistant.
I'm learning how to use it properly. I am, because I made a post where somebody knew that I used AI and it was obvious. But I'm learning how to use it, because you've got to get yourself right. You've got nuances, and you've got to tell it a lot more information. You have.
Yeah.
Because people can clearly tell when I've wrote it and not spell checked it or anything.
Yeah. Well, and like ChatGPT for us will always put dashes in. That drives me crazy.
That's the problem.
I'll see the people's dashes. I'll be like, go back and tell. And I told my ChatGPT, no dashes, no dashes. It should learn from it, but it's its own signature, so it'll keep doing it. You have to every single time, which is annoying. But
so you have to tell it no dashes. I'll do that next time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, next time I play with it.
Yeah.
I do. Not every post I write people is ChatGPT at all. It's obvious, but I do try and use it sometimes to make it sound a bit flashier than I would do. But yeah, so thanks for giving up your time. Are you back off to work now, or are you finished?
I'll probably stay done for today. I let my trainee go home and stuff, and I know my daughter's grandma wants us to come over for night swimming, so we'll probably go over there and hang out and.
That'll be nice. But have a good evening and day, because it's 5 to 10 at night.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Actually, notice it started light. It's got darker now. You know?
I actually noticed that as I was talking to you, it got darker and darker. But
yeah, I normally use a green screen, you see, but what's happened is there's been some update, and like not last week, the week before, there was a bug. And it told you, actually, do not turn on the virtual background. It was crashing the browser. So at the minute, I don't dare pull it back on. I don't want it to crash.
Well, I like the curtains. I actually want curtains like those curtains. They would look good in the rest of my house.
I don't make any of them kind of decisions. It's my wife. I don't. But yeah. But no, thanks for coming on. And I'll speak to you soon. But let me know when you remember the recommendation. Just give us a message.
Absolutely.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for giving it your time, Jasmine. And the podcast will be up on all podcast platforms most likely tonight. And when the clips are done, I'll send you a link so you can download all of it and do what you want with all the clips and even the podcasts. If you want, it's up to you what you do with it. If you want to use it, if not, you don't have to. So,
okay. I'll definitely
all right then. Thank you, everyone, and see you all next week. I can't remember who's on. That's terrible, but I will be back next Tuesday, same time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Jasmine.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.